So Michael Cohen back on the stand, going from Trump fixer to Trump foe, and I can oversimplify his entire day today, I guess yesterday in court as well. Disaster. Michael Cohen comes off as an arrogant a-hole. The reality with Michael Cohen is all of his credibility has been shot. President Trump's defense team did a great job going after Michael Cohen for what I would call the grilling of his life. And again, he did not do well. The question remains, though, remember, this was President Trump's attorney. There is something called attorney-client privilege. How do you turn an attorney against a former client? This is what our friend Alina Habba brought up. Listen to her, President Trump's attorney.
Last time I checked, there's something called attorney-client privilege. Obviously, that doesn't stand if you're going against Donald Trump, because none of the rules stand if you're going against Donald Trump in a political campaign where he's winning, and they have no other way to win but to take him down with illegal and politically motivated lawfare.
You know, but the reality is all that is backfiring on the left. We see that with the poll numbers skyrocketing for President Trump. You've got a backlash now, even from much of the Democrat electorate, saying this political persecution is just too much to take, even for a guy they despise, by the way, President Trump. But they're learning to love the guy a lot more as they see what the other guy in the Oval Office is doing to this country right now. So the big question becomes, have they made a case against President Trump? The answer to that is no. Nearly every single pundit, every single legal scholar has said there has not been a case made against President Trump. So what came out from Michael Cohen's testimony today? I would argue that what came out was he talked about billing President Trump a retainer. Well, a retainer is a legal fee. He talked about President Trump and the, quote, false invoices that he submitted. If anything, that incriminates Michael Cohen, not President Trump. So, again, the case has not been made here. This is President Trump talking about the case against him this morning.
This judge should not be allowed in the case, and we should not allow this case to go forward. Mershon should rule in favor of a directed verdict immediately. There is an insufficient amount of evidence. No crime has been shown. No crime has been committed.
So that's President Trump reading from articles. I think he's reading from these articles in order to abide by the gag order, so you can say somebody else said it. He didn't say it. So today, prosecutors did a great job with Michael Cohen, as I mentioned. One of the things that I think was fabulous, they made it clear to the jury when asking Michael Cohen direct questions about conversations with prosecutors and conversations from this year and last year that, oh, lo and behold, Michael Cohen couldn't remember. I don't recall. Yet they ask about questions from 2016, conversations with President Trump, but he probably had thousands of them. He remembers these conversations with intricate detail. So you remember something from 8 years ago, but you don't remember anything from this year. Again, it's all about chipping away at the credibility of Michael Cohen, who happens to be a convicted perjurer and a convicted liar. And again, no crime has been proven here. In fact, I don't even think the crime has been laid out. A lot of salacious details, a lot of talk about things that may be eye-opening and eye-popping, but nothing to get back to the underlying crime that Alvin Bragg charged him with, which is a hoax, by the way, too. Speaker Mike Johnson was part of a star-studded crowd in the courtroom today in support of President Trump. And look, if it comes down to a bookkeeping situation, Speaker Johnson put it like this.
The crime that they are accusing President Trump of is falsification of business records. But I think everybody knows he is not the bookkeeper for his company. President Trump is innocent of these charges.
You know, this morning as I was listening to President Trump, he talked about the bookkeeper, and he said she did a great job. He's not mad at her. He put it down as a legal expense because it was a payment to Michael Cohen, an attorney, who then went and paid Stormy Daniels on his own, by the way, took out a home equity loan and paid her. Now, President Trump, it appears to me, didn't know anything about any of that stuff. Here's my prediction, and I'm one of the few conservative talk show hosts making this prediction. But I grew up in and around New York. I know that there are wacky liberals in that state. It's why I moved to Texas and I call this great state home. But I also still have faith in New Yorkers. There is no crime. This jury is going to acquit President Trump. They'll get yelled at by their family. They'll be ridiculed by their friends. But I believe they're going to acquit him because they have no other choice. And in the end, I'm going to put some faith in my fellow New Yorkers here. This is not like California. If it was California, totally different story. New Yorkers are very different from Californians. Here's the other reason. Even the media sees it. Remember old Claire McCaskill? She was a disaster when she was in the United States Senate. Well, now she's a pundit. Listen to what she has to say.
I'm a little concerned about the fact that there's so much emphasis on the payment being made and how the payment came about being made. And I think everyone has to always keep front of mind that the prosecutors have to prove the way they recorded these payments and hid them in the business records is really the key to a conviction in this case. The direct evidence that Trump was fully aware that these payments were being hidden in a way that was fraudulent is a little light.
It's a little light. In fact, it's not there at all. I'd like to applaud Claire McCaskill for being honest there in all of that. She could have gone down the propaganda road. She didn't. It's the first time I've ever seen her not go down that road, which is why I played you the soundbite. They are in big trouble, the prosecution, right now. And lastly, I'll leave you with this. This is President Trump talking about, you think it was a good day or a bad day for him in court today? President Trump never lies to us. Listen to this.
We'll be back tomorrow. Again, we had a very good day. I think we're exposing this scam for what it is. Thank you very much.
Scam for what it is. I actually believe that's exactly what it is. This is a scam being perpetrated against President Trump.